Hello everyone, today I'm gonna go over second season of Squid Game. Gonna talk about all of the lows and the highs, and okay, I know that I'm reviewing this kinda way too late, and generally, nobody really cares at this point. I mean, come on, look at my review season 1. Also, a little note, editing is gonna be a little funky because brah, Netflix really likes to copyright strike reviews of Squid Game. For starters, let's talk about the main problem of season 1, which is weak character development. Because honestly, most of the time, it's really cliche and holds upon really charismatic actors. Meanwhile, Korean stylistic, drama, and generally goofy look of the show is pretty much what made it famous originally. So yeah, basically, when people finished watching season 1, everybody wanted to see more of the games rather than the characters. The problem is that season 2 focuses more on continuing the storylines of season 1, which is, I mean, kinda cringe sometimes. So yeah, the main character Gi-hun, who won previous Squid Games, now is trying to bring them down by infiltrating them or something like this. The thing is, main character's plan about taking down basically the shadow government is kinda stupid, and everybody already pointed that out.
Just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
The thing is, I'm gonna establish right away that the original plan that he had failed really quickly because it's really stupid. So later he had to improvise and come up with a new plan, which is not that much better. A lot of people did complain that the both plans kinda lack the details, but I mean, in my opinion, it kinda fits the character. I remind you, this guy was an idiot with a gambling addiction and a huge debt, which, like, did you expect him to be a master tactician in season 2?
Yeah, he's not smart enough to pull off a murder like this.
And how the first part of the show, Son is trying to get in touch with a guy in the suit who was originally recruiting people to the Squid Game. He finds him rather randomly, even though Son paid a lot of goons to search for this guy. But bruh, this guy's not even hiding himself. He literally makes fun of people in the middle of the city, while, like, continuously dragging attention to himself. Like, I literally expected Gi-hun to find him because somebody recorded him on TikTok or some shit like that, but no. Bruh, who the hell is texting me? I'm recording an important video, bro. Oh, look, another one of my videos got copyright strike because of 3 seconds of copyrighted content. Thanks, YouTube. So like and subscribe, or one day you're gonna wake up and see me standing right in front of your bed. Anyway, whatever. In the end, the guy in the suit just walks into Gi-hun's apartment without any issues because he is cool, I guess. Even though Son has goons all over the place, cameras all over the place, but no, the show has to be pretentious for no reason. As much as I'm yapping here right now, however, I do like the main storyline. Gi-hun trying to find the guy in the suit is interesting. The problem is the other storylines that we were watching while all this was happening, which I didn't mention because they're kind of boring. For example, the storyline of the detective, who this whole time just swims on boats around Korea trying to find that island where they play games, but that doesn't really lead to anything, so that's kind of boring. We see another homeless girl who oddly looks like the 67 from season 1, and I mean, we all know she's there because 67, I mean the actress who played her, got viral on TikTok, so they had to bring somebody that looks like her, right? Overall, this character can be summed up with this clip.
She is scared, she is pregnant, and she needs her mother.
Anyhow, we got multiple scenes with her, but the only one out of them that matters is that she receives the Squid Game card but burns it. This is kind of a problem with a lot of character storylines in this season, because I did complain that the ones in season 1 were really cliche, but at least they were effective. Like, we knew why those characters wanted to be in the games, and we, in general, knew their motivation. But storylines in second season are very goofy, very, like, without a weight, and they're just not as interesting. And unlike in first season, where we spent time with characters, we were seeing what their problems are, in here, it's maybe like 2-3 sentences where basically characters just say, yeah, I'm poor, I need money.
You know, but we were always so broke, and then we were going crazy trying to get the business started.
Gi-hun and the guy in the suit, meanwhile, played Russian roulette, which, not gonna lie, I actually really like that scene. And with this scene, we kinda start the whole theme of season 2, which is ideology of Gi-hun against the ideology of Squid Games. The thing is, on itself, this part of the plot is actually pretty interesting. Essentially, it's an ideological battle, because Sun believes that all of the people should be treated accordingly, as people, while everybody who are on the side of the shadowy government, guy in the suit, frontman, VIPs, think that humans are nothing more than stupid animals, who should be treated like stupid animals because they would choose money over anything any day of the week. And the whole season we get thematic situations which explore that ideological conflict. The issue is, it makes some scenes kinda stupid. For example, now Gi-hun plays Russian roulette with a guy in a suit when he can, like, not do that. Like, I do like the symbolism behind that scene, but on the other hand, why would main character even risk it all just to prove a point? Anyhow, potato, guy in the suit dies, Sung Gi-hun talks with a golden pick and gets gassed in the car, who is driven by a frontman.
So obviously you have a lot of free time.
And just like that, he gets back to the games. Alright, this introduction was pretty long, and I described it pretty shortly anyway. The problem is, once we get to the games, we still keep introducing new characters. Which, yeah, is kind of boring, and I get a lot of people's complaints that nobody really cares about those characters. Everybody wants to see action, games, how people overcame those games, and whatnot. You see, one of the production's issues of Season 1 was that nobody really expected it to be as big as it was. Director of the series, as a result, didn't even receive that big of a payment because Netflix in the contract only wrote, like, the minimum pay he usually would receive. But then season became popular, so second season, of course, now has to be self-aware, and director pretty much knows that anybody who's gonna play there automatically becomes a famous character. So now, as a result, all the secondary characters have to be quirky, funny, engaging, and, like, drag attention to themselves. It's not necessarily a wrong direction, it's more of just a direction, but in my opinion, it kind of misses the tone of Season 1, which was just more serious, because all of the characters were, like, scared most of the time.
Wow, what about Detective Dreamy?
Yes, let's talk about the detective, because remember how he was pretty smart in Season 1. So, yeah, say goodbye to all of that. Because the plan that he and Gi-hun managed to make is not only lacks in details, it almost feels like they made it once and never discussed it again. Basically, their general plan is that Gi-hun infiltrates the games while he has a tracking device in his tooth. Then, Detective, along with some other goons, who are ex-marines or something, I think, are just gonna find him and the island, and they're gonna just capture the whole island.
My only regret, Carol, is that the plan isn't more violent.
Alright, to be fair, as soon as the first game starts, it is revealed that they did in fact find the tracking device in the tooth, so the plan went to sham really quickly. And okay, in defense of the main character, I mean, the pink dudes were idiots in Season 1, so I would also not expect them to find anything.
What the hell?
The next couple episodes I'm gonna describe very briefly, because, to be honest, like, not a lot happens. I mean, things are happening, but it doesn't feel like much actually happened. Essentially, we get a series of games. First game, where characters have to group up, and each one has to do some kind of children's play, which you kind of just have to perform really quickly, and they all have to do it successfully until the time runs out, or until the other team does it before them. But there's a twist before one of the main characters essentially is the guy in the black mask, aka the frontman, and he does stuff. So yeah, when I said a lot of things happen, but it doesn't feel like a lot of things actually happen, that's one of those things. The thing is, we the audience know the guy in the black mask is the main villain, essentially, so we kinda expect him to do something. Like, I was expecting him to kinda basically make sure Sung Gi-hun loses at some point, but Sung Gi-hun would always be one step ahead of him, or something like this. But no, for the most part of the plot, he is friendly. Like, yeah, we get dramatic hooks here and then that he's doing something evil, but it never really leads to anything. Funniest part, I at least thought he would keep his, like, ideology from season 1, like, you know, all of those speeches he was giving about equal opportunities, how everyone who enters games would have an equal chance to win. And no, in here he doesn't do that. He straight up cheats. He views all the other players as beneath him because, ew, those poor people. Literally, the only reason for him to be there is to stop Gi-hun from causing a revolution or something. But he can just do that if he shoots him, which he can't do right away. But I guess, oh wait, right, because plot's supposed to give us the ideological battle, and Gi-hun has to be defeated in the art of argument, which sorta happens later, but not really.
Just get back to the game.
The thing is, Squid Games in this season got kinda rebranded. This time, there is not only one winner, there's only a certain amount of games. And whoever survives through all of them is just gonna split the money. So technically, they all can win and just split the amount in the end. In addition to that, the guards almost directly tell them that if one team offs a few people on the other team, there's gonna be more chance of winning next vote. By the way, yeah, pink guys do split everyone in 2 teams, whoever votes for yes and whoever votes for no. Again, clear symbolism that some people are ready to risk it all for the money, but I mean, I don't know, can that be any more obvious? Speaking of cringe performances, I can't for the love of God watch the subplot where the detective... Because they're literally with a guy who from second 0 he appeared on screen acts like a traitor. Like, you can probably look up traitor on Wikipedia and there's gonna be a picture of this guy next to it. Because as a result, not only this whole subplot feels useless because nothing is really happening there. It's just every once in a while, the show cuts to those guys chilling on the yacht, and then back to the games, and like, I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, well, that just happened. In addition to that, this grandpa acts really suspicious, incredibly suspicious, and all of the other characters who are with him just become morons out of nowhere. They're watching him and like, yeah, he acts suspicious. Anyhow, let's move on with our day.
Why, what are they supposed to do?
Anyway, while all of this was happening, Gi-hun reached an interesting idea in his head. He suggested that they should just take the weapons away from the guards and like fight against the organizers of the games. And again, in his defense, yeah, the show mentions that those guys are like trained soldiers or whatnot, but to be fair, there's like no scenes where they actually act like ones. Like, in my opinion, shooting defenseless people playing tic-tac-toe is not really something impressive, so yeah, I mean, I would say this is actually a pretty good plan. Especially because the plan freaking works. They do manage to take weapons successfully away from a few guards and start a revolution. And the funniest part, that the guy in the black mask just allows them to do that. He allows them to run around the building, shoot his own soldiers. Because, I gotta prove Gi-hun is wrong by betraying him in the end, and this was definitely worth it. And then Gi-hun surrenders. To be continued in season 3! And again, from the ideological point of view, I see what director wanted to say. He wants Gi-hun to let go of his beliefs, because Frontman just mentally destroyed him. In the finale, there was even also a really cool scene where, originally, when they're preparing for everything, Frontman says he doesn't have a lot of bullets, and because of that, Gi-hun gives him another mag with bullets. And later on, he uses that mag to reload, betray him, and shoot all his comrades. Like, this was actually a really good scene. And okay, at the end of this review, I want to repeat my statement. I don't think second season is bad. I just want to say that it's way worse than season 1. Like, the plot is kinda messy, there's a lot of plot holes that just don't make a lot of sense, and overall, I feel like it was written under the impression that, oh my god, season 1 was written so well and became so popular that everybody's definitely gonna like season 2. But like I said in season 1 review, the strongest side of Squid Game is pretty much its atmosphere. That's what got people hooked. And I feel like when they were going to see season 2, they didn't expect us looking in like 1.5 games, and then some revolutions on Gi-hun caused. Like, that's not exactly what people wanted to see, to be fair. And I guess that is it. Like, subscribe, tell me in the comments how good this video was, and see ya.